Hey, what's up guys, it's Kieran, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming a what I spent in a week because I've seen this video circulating around YouTube and for some reason I find them really interesting to watch, and I haven't seen that many based in the UK, so I figured it might be a nice thing to film. And this is also coming from a gal that is so bad at budgeting, so I figured it was actually quite a good place to start because I got to document where I was spending money, and so then I knew where to allocate money within a weekly budget. And I actually found it quite helpful. If you are new to my channel, I am a third year medical student at Cardiff University, and for the past 8 weeks I've been based up in Newport for placement, but a week ago my placement finished and now I'm back to a month of normal like 9 to 5 lectures. So the week I chose to film this was a completely average week. I had lectures, I did a grocery shop, I spent as I usually would spend on a typical week at uni. So I hope you enjoyed this video and let's just get into it. So starting off with Monday, the first thing I did was try to make a prediction of what I was going to be spending the most money on over the week, and also just generally my overall expenses for the week. I tried to guess how much I was going to be spending. So my prediction for the week is that most of my money is going to be spent on food because I do need to do a grocery shop and that usually costs me £20 to £30 for a week, and I also have a really bad habit of spending money on food while I'm at uni rather than just taking food from home and eating it out. I'm really bad at that. I'm just lazy and I also just like buying food out. Having said that, I do have a lot of groceries left over from last week, so maybe my bill for grocery shopping won't be so high this week. And also my timetable for most of the week says that I'm only in the mornings, which means I could probably come home and eat lunch at home rather than buying it out. Which I suspect will happen this week, so maybe it won't be so bad. And the other thing that I think I'm going to spend the most money on is coffee, because I'm actually not a big coffee drinker, which means I don't actually buy it and make it at home. If I ever feel like a coffee, I'll just buy it out because usually it's not a regular occurrence. However, lately I've just been tired all the time and I've been buying a lot more coffees out, and so I feel like that's going to happen this week because I don't know, it's the first week back of lectures and I think it's just going to be tiring, and I think I'm going to end up buying some coffees. Other than that, I think the only other things I'm going to be spending a significant amount of money on are my monthly bills. That's including my monthly gym and swim membership and also my Spotify premium membership. So for my gym and swim membership I pay £22 a month, and what I'm going to do for this video is divide that by 30 and times it by 5 because that's the amount of days that I'm filming this video for, and I'll just add that onto the total at the end just to take into account that that is what I'm spending every day on my membership technically. Even if I don't go to the gym, I'm still spending that amount of money every day on my membership, and the same for Spotify. So yeah, overall I think I'll probably spend maybe about £100 or less because I don't have anything planned this week. I'm not going to be going into town doing any shopping or anything like that. I don't have any plans to go out, so I probably won't be spending any money on alcoholic drinks, which is usually where my bill starts to rack up a bit. So although this is a very average week for me, it might be a little bit cheaper than it usually is because I also don't need to fill my car up yet, so there won't be any petrol money in the overall total. So I guess we'll see how it goes. So yeah, on Monday I had clinical skills 9 till 12 and I went straight for a swim afterwards, and like I said, I'm going to add the cost of my gym and swim membership on at the total at the end. And then other than that I went home straight after for lunch and ended up going to Lidl to get my groceries. So today's grocery shop wasn't actually a big one, so it wasn't too expensive, just because half the food that I bought last week for my groceries are still in date and so I don't need to get any new ones. But just to show you what I got for the amount of money I paid, for fruit this week I got pineapple and grapes, and I got the pre-cut pineapple just because I find that if I get a whole pineapple a lot of it goes wasted. And then for salads I got tomatoes, avocados, olives, and then I've run out of tomato puree so I just got some of that. As for vegetables, I got some kale, I got some green beans, broccoli, I've run out of red onions so I just stocked up on those, and I got one huge sweet potato. And then for snacks, I got these gluten-free lentil crisps. I just thought they'd be a bit of a healthier snack and I like to have something crunchy and salty to snack on, so I got those, and I also got 2 of these Philadelphia spreads because I like those on rice cakes. If I'm not feeling the crisps for a snack, then I'll have those. But yeah, that made my Monday's total £12.96. Moving on to Tuesday, I had communication skills from 9 till 9:20 and then again from 11 till 12:30. So in the middle of those 2 things, I ended up going to the gym. Again, I'll add on the cost at the end. And after the gym, I was actually really hungry and also really tired. So I ended up going to the cafe and getting a mocha as well as a gluten-free ready-made wrap. And literally the only reason I got this was because I haven't seen a gluten-free wrap out like ready-made in probably like 2 or 3 years, and I was really excited that my local cafe at the hospital started selling them, so I couldn't really resist. I just had to try it. But that was all that I spent on Tuesday, and that brought my total to £5.90. On Wednesday, all I had was 9 till 1 lectures, and then I came home and had lunch that I had meal prepped on Monday. And so the only place I spent money was later in the afternoon. I had to go to Co-op because I ran out of bread. And I haven't mentioned this yet, but I do eat a gluten-free diet because I am a celiac. Lidl's free from range isn't really that great, so I usually do end up going to Co-op probably about once a week to stock up on all of my gluten-free things. And this week it just needed to be bread because I'd run out. Okay, so I ended up popping to Co-op because I ran out of bread, but I actually ended up getting a few more things other than just the bread that I needed. I also got some reduced fat sour cream because I quite like this like on salads and with chips and dip. I then decided to treat myself just because I wanted to get in the Christmas spirit, so I got some mince pies. And lastly, I got myself a lasagna to make tonight for like a little bit of a treat dinner, just because I was a bit bored of the meals that I'd meal prepped. So that's it. The grand total was £9.35, I believe. But yeah, that was the only place that I did spend money on Wednesday, so that brought my total to £9.35. Moving on to Thursday, I had a tutorial at 9 until 10:30 and then a lecture 12 till 1, so in between those 2 times I ended up going to the gym. Again, I'll add the cost onto the total at the end. But I ended up getting another mocha from the local cafe because for some reason I was just really tired that day. So that ended up being £2.40, and I was quite annoyed because all this week I kept forgetting to take my own travel mug, which I usually carry around with me, and that usually gets me a bit of money off my coffees. But like I said, I kept forgetting, so that was £2.40. And the only other thing that I bought on Thursday was cheesy chips because I was having quite a bad night, and when I'm sad I usually comfort eat because I use it as an excuse to treat myself. So I ended up spending £3 on cheesy chips, which brought my Thursday's total up to £5.40. On to Friday, the last day, I was in the cancer centre in Cardiff from 12 till 1:30 and then ended up having to drive back home and leave straight away to go to a lecture at 2 till 3. But I hadn't eaten this whole time, so by the end of the lecture I felt so faint. I didn't have anything for the rest of the day, so I was just gonna go home and eat my meal prepped meals, but I literally felt so dizzy and so lightheaded. So I ended up getting a Boots meal deal, which cost me £3.39, but it was much needed. I ate it as soon as I bought it because I thought I was going to pass out. And then later that evening I ended up ordering food in because Harry and I usually go for dinner like every 2-3 weeks and we alternate who foots the bill. But on Friday it was pouring down with rain and it was just disgusting outside. I really couldn't be asked to dress up and go out, so we ended up ordering Pizza Hut takeaway and just watching a movie at home, and it was actually really nice. And this time it was my turn to pay, so that ended up being £15.49. So that ended up making my Friday's total £18.88p. So looking back on my week, I was right in predicting that most of my money was going to go towards food, and the fact that I have to buy gluten-free food makes my bill even more expensive because gluten-free food is for some reason so unbelievably expensive and it's quite annoying when you're on a student budget. So I'm just going to calculate how much I spent overall. My subtotal was £52.49, but I'm just going to add in my gym membership and my Spotify premium membership. So that brings my overall total to £56.99p, which is actually a lot less than I thought I was going to spend this week, but I know that that was just because I had food left over from last week, so my grocery bill was about half the price that it usually would be. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting, because I don't know why, I just find it so interesting to see these things, and I thought it would probably be quite different because I haven't seen any based in Cardiff, so it kind of gives you an idea of what things cost in Cardiff. Anyway, yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please subscribe for more, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!